Morning guys, I'm back here doing a 3-month update on my 40 breeder tank. There is a huge change in just 3 months. I myself is amazed by the changes. Now again, this is subjective, some people have different tastes. For me, in setting up a tank, I just want a jungle look, overgrown look of a tank, lots of plants and fish. This is my first time I had a 40 breeder. The biggest fish tank I had was a 20-gallon long, and this is a dirted tank. This is my second time that I tried to do a dirted tank, and I will show you guys how this tank looked like 3 months ago. So basically I set it up first week of May, added the mollies around first week of June, 3 females and 1 male sail molly, which is that one, and one of the females actually passed away, bullied by that female. However, so about a month after that female passed, or about 3 weeks, I was planning like make it a month before I added more fish. I decided to just add the koi swordtails, and that definitely helped in distracting the other female, the dominant female, from bullying the last female here. And I'm really glad. I was planning to get a red wag swordtails, but they were not available at the time, and I saw this koi swordtails. At first I'm not really into too much colors or too much patterns, but I'm glad they were the ones I bought because they look really great. There's a lot of variety. I like the really red, orange, oh sorry, yeah, there you go, that's better for the camera, the lighting. Anyway, so I like the way their coloration is. The head is really like red orange, and then the base orange color with like it's nearly transparent on the belly area, and then of course the black spots. And the male's doing great. I have babies. I will be adding b-roll on this tank also, and then when I bought the mollies, I added 6 coolie loaches with them. As you can see, they're moving around the background. I just fed them a little bit, and then when I bought the swordtails, I added another 6. The problem with coolie loaches is it's hard to like count each one of them, so I'm not sure if I still have all 12, but I haven't seen anything dead really. And yeah, it's been a month since I added the swordtails, and they're doing great. I'm looking at maybe the first or second week of September to add another group of fish. Maybe that's the last one. It will be dwarf, but that will be a surprise, and it might still change. Regarding the plants, this is where I'm really happy about and amazed. Even this is on my own tank. When you set up a tank with live animals like fish, shrimps, and live plants, you really don't know how those will interact with each other. But basically all the plants here are considered as easy plants, except the of the Alternanthera rhynicae. But yeah, we'll go through each plant here, or let me go through with the setup first. So this is a pea gravel just from Home Depot, very cheap. I use this as a cap. Underneath is organic soil. Now everyone's saying organic, and there's no like 100% way to say that it's all safe and that, but basically I go to this garden nursery. I go there, lots of people go there, so they're trusted and they have their own mix. And I've read about, like I read on the bag, it's like there's mycorrhizal fungi. I don't know what that is. That's the first time I saw it, but basically these fungi helps in like absorption of nutrients. They like go through the roots of the plants and they help the plants grow better, basically. So I bought that, and it says 100% organic. So I trusted that. Put it here in the tank, about an inch. there's lots of bark though. There's lots of bark. So I took that out, and then capped it about 2 to 2.5 inches of this gravel. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have read, heard, watched about the wall stud method. I don't have the full science of it. There's a lot of videos in YouTube that explains the basic setup, but my goal here is a long-term tank. This tank will be here for a long time. I won't be breaking it down. I know a lot of YouTubers, they set things up and then they break it down. There's a few that don't, like Rachel O'Leary. I like watching her videos because she sets up a tank and like years in before she actually, before she actually breaks down the tank, and usually it's because it's overgrown or like just like a algae, I don't know. But basically I want to see a tank mature long enough and not get broken down too early, and that's the goal for this tank. And basically just the gist of the wall stud method is you have the dirt, which will initially keep the plants growing, but then just like any substrate, they will run out of nutrients. But the concept is the waste from the fish, from the shrimps, the dead organic material from the plants like the leaves, some of the stems that fall off, and of course excess food, they will eventually get their way into the gravel. And since gravel, as you can see here, let me just take a closer. Yeah, so gravel has small spaces in between them, and what will happen, or the concept is basically all those organic stuff will go through in between those gravel, and the good bacteria will break them down. And when they're broken down, the plants will then use it for nutrients, and that will I forgot the right term. It will restart the cycle all over again. So even though the original substrate, the dirted substrate, runs out of nutrients, the bacteria that breaks down this organic material will renew the substrate. Now in this case, in my setup, I use again easy to grow plants. So I don't know, I haven't really seen a video where they use those CO2 loving or hard to grow plants in a dirted tank. But these are really easy to grow plants. That's a Rotala species. I think it's the Rotala rondontifolia. Got it for free when I bought the Hygrophila deformis, or the water Wisteria, Ludwigia, the common Ludwigia, and then I have here the red Tiger Lotus, and of course Alternanthera rhyneikii. The Alternanthera rhyneikii for me, there's another plant at the back is, I forgot what it's called. It's like Pennyworth, but it's not hydrocaudal, like something like that, but it's not Pennyworth. It's an Asian version of like the Amazon Pennyworth. Anyway, the Alternanthera rhyneikii is popular in the hobby because of its red coloration, red foliage. However, it requires a CO2. I don't have CO2. This is a low-tech tank, but it's doing really great. And one thing I think that contributes to that is my lighting. So I have the Higher light here. I think it's the classic cheap light. Not that really cheap. I won't say cheap, but I would say it's affordable compared to the other offerings. And I'm really let me set this. I'm sorry. There you go. That's better. I'm playing with my camera phone. I found this setting, and it's even better than my Handycam. So anyway, where are we at? So the Higher light has a 24/7 function. I don't want to use that because my problem with that is at night it still has the blue LED lights turned on. so it might not be too bright. It's not bright really, but I don't want to waste power or energy for something that there's no use anyway. So I just put it on a Walmart timer. However, one other good thing about this, it has a dimmer, and with the dimmer, during the morning, I just let it run for like 2-3 hours, and then I'll dim it like to its lowest. But it's open like, or not open, it's turned on for like nearly 12-14 hours. So yeah, no, yeah, around 13 hours. But I will change that when fall comes. When what I'm basically gonna do is follow the length of the sunlight, like the regular sunlight on different seasons. Like during summer, it's like around 12-13 hours. So I'll follow that, and when fall winter comes, I'll cut it as the days are shorter. And as you can see, the fish are very active. Anyways, going back to that, the light is turned on that long, and just a close-up of the Alternanthera rhynicae. It's growing and it's red, and that is really amazing for me, because from what I've read, it needs CO2 to get that coloration. And same thing with this red Tiger Lotus. Red Tiger Lotus, easy plant. If you guys check all the reviews online, it's a very easy plant. But as you can see, it's got this red wine coloration. From what I know is, this is an aggressive plant. It grows aggressively. It will try to reach the surface most of the time, but this one hasn't. Now, when I saw this plant online, this is the first time I had red Tiger Lotus, and my daughter's singing in the background, so I have my background music. Anyway, red Tiger Lotus, aggressive grower, reaches for the surface quickly, like all the time in all the videos I've seen, what I've read online, all those care guides. But this one hasn't even tried. When it was new in this tank, it maybe had like 1 or 2, but then after that, it did not even try to go at the surface. And again, when I was reading all those reviews online, watching the YouTube videos, I want this look where it won't reach for the surface. It's just growing in the foreground, and my goal is to have all of the other plants growing at the back part of the tank. I want that bushy red lotus look that a lot of that you see a lot in the internet. And they say you need to always trim the plant because it will aggressively try to reach the surface. But in this case, for me, it did not. And again, I would need to give credit to the lighting here. The hiker light is doing a great job. Even if it's dimmed, it's giving enough light for the plant to be happy and not reach for the surface. But as you can see, it still keeps on producing leaves. So that is really cool. At the back, of course, is the Hygrophila deformis, the water Wisteria, and it's a weed basically. It just keeps growing, and I already trimmed it, and from the area I trimmed, it grew 2 new branches on each one, so it will be very bushy, it will be green. So I like the contrast of the different colors. Ludwigia, the leaves, the foliage gives a different look on the tank, so I really like it. It's also growing really well, so the combination of the lighting, combination of the dirted tank is helping. And I also have the Seachem fertilizer, so liquid fertilizer, so that's fine. So I'm sorry, let me adjust the lighting. And of course the Rotala. Now I've been talking about this tank, and my goal here is to have that look where, like those seaweed forests that you see online or in those short documentaries where they try to catch seals, and there's this kelp forest. So it's really cool, and I try to get that look, and I'm getting that, at least for me. But as you can see, the fish, even though this area is so overgrown, what I like is the swordtails, the mollies. They use every inch of this tank. They go through that like really bushy area, which is also a great place for fry to hide on. And yeah, it's really nice. I really like it. And then I placed that, I think it's the hydrocodil. Let me take a better look here. So I dumped it here, and the root system will be able to help with the fry to hide. And yeah, and anyway, yeah, I also added this what do you call this, cholla wood. My only regret is, since this is the first time I did it, I used a silicone to glue them together, but as you can see, the silicone, I tried to cover it with some pebbles, as you can see on that one, but some of the pebbles fell. It's a great hide. The Tiger Lotus are really utilizing this space, this area. They're hiding underneath. They go through these small holes, and yeah, with Tiger Lotus, you really need to have a place for them to hide so they will feel secure. Now we'll add some B-roll about this fish, those fish. They really enjoy it. And this is, I think this is a molly fry. This is the biggest fry I have. And so I had like 3 batches of fry, and this is the only one that survived, so more likely the others were eaten. And then the more recent ones are these swordtail fries. I know they don't look much, but they have a black, oh sorry, try to zoom in, like those black spots. But yeah, and I've counted so far 5, and this is the most that I've had in a batch of fry. More likely the family, the fish are not targeting them anymore, because you know, the plants are more overgrown compared to the last 3 months, and they do a weird behavior. And this is just a theory, I'm not gonna say this is what they do, but at first I thought this male sailfin molly is on the way to like dying, because it would hide in the plants, and then I would see another female also close to him, and then the following day they're back to normal. They're very active, and then I would see fry. So my theory is the female's giving birth, and the male waits and eats the fry. Because usually, from what I heard, is the female, they provide or give birth to a lot of fry, and their tummies are really big, and you'll see only a handful of fry, like 1 or 2, and then eventually they'll disappear. Same behavior with the swordtails. They'll be hiding, like the male and 1 female will be hiding. They look sluggish, they look sick. Then the following day they'll be back to normal, and then you'll see fry, and then give it a couple of days, the fry will disappear. Again, this is the only time I've had a lot of fry again, and I'll be adding a bit of B-roll for you guys to see, but this time I was using my handy cam for that. So yeah, this has been a long video, but I'm very happy. This is a 3-month update, and in just 3 months, I mean, imagine that in just 3 months it's just this overgrown. Again, for me, I'm very happy about it. I like the way this tank looks. You know, I'm no aquascaper, and I prefer this look, like how overgrown it looks, and the colors, and I like this part here where the light, when this plant reaches the surface and the light goes through, it gives that reddish pinkish glow. And of course, these plants, when they're closer to light, they get more red. It's their way of adapting. It's like being sunburned, and they give that coloration. But yeah, basically, yeah, that's it. Oh, I also fertilize. Yeah, I already said that with Seacam. But yeah, very happy. 3 months, and I'll do an update on this one. My 5-gallon shrimp tank. So that will be next. All right, sir. Okay, so yeah, please like, subscribe if you guys want to see more of these updates, and yeah, have a good one.